Hey guys, how's it going? Onage here, and welcome to the first race of the Codies League. We are here in Australia, Melbourne. Before we start the video, I would like to do a really quick introduction. We have a special guest commentator for today. You will see that in the video, but basically the first couple of seconds of the video is again radio communication between me and Alex talking about the strategy, and also the setup will come on screen. After that, the commentary will start, so enjoy it.
Skinny though, if it looks of it. Perhaps early on. It's a lot loud.
Yeah, it's quite cloudy.
So, I think it was 4 laps, wasn't it? 4 laps and 8 laps? I think that's right.
Yeah.
And 9 laps at the end, that's right, yeah. So yeah, Kifler might go for a 2-stop though. He did, and won with that in AOL, which is probably giving him loads of confidence to do it in here, but, I mean, I just wasn't quick at the beginning of the season. I think I qualified 6th, didn't I?
I don't know.
So, yeah. I'll stick with a 3-stop.
Well, I won't make a 2-stop, never.
I know you won't. Yeah, but I think he wasn't being pushed either, so he was just able to pretty much cruise, and it just enabled him to do it easy. And I was battling most of the race, so I think if I'm out of the lead, I hopefully should be right. Need to be in P1 after the first couple of corners though, badly. It probably won't matter, but I will tell you when I box, if you can tell me when you box, just in case.
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully it should make a difference on different tyres. I'm quite a few positions ahead of you, so but we'll see.
Should be good. Okay, good luck, enjoy.
It's good luck.
Alright guys, so here we are, all cars are standing on the grid today. Joins me Justin from boxboxboxgaming. And Justin, you can take it over straight away now.
Thank you so much. So here we are on the grid, 5 lights in, they're already out, and we're in a McLaren. We're just behind Mini Mag up ahead, and it looks like somebody's already lost connection from the race, slotting in just behind Tiam at Marduk, actually, Ben. And oh no, and there's been some collision, actually, and some serious...
What the fuck? That's why I got a jump start, it's so quick.
Some serious lag issues going on there. You can see like cars almost going inside of each other and stuff like that. Not typical ghosting stuff. This was some really strange lag for sure. And that has knocked it down to 12th position. We got another car, got another Australian off there. Whoa, and looked like that was an American straight into the wall in a Ferrari. Looks like things have not gone according to plan for him. And that has moved you up into 9th place position now. And just behind this Lotus up ahead. So certainly not the best start, but at least you got all your wing bits and everything like that.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky there, but a pretty chaotic start really, if you ask me. There was a lot of things going on in my mirrors there. I saw it before the corner and I knew it was going to be carnage.
What the fuck? Behind Ben now. The worst case scenario.
As Alex reports that he is behind Ben, so not a great start from Alex either, starting from pole position, but he definitely lost probably 1 or 2 positions, if not more, as that Lotus now goes very wide there, and I overtake him as we are behind Nightfire now. He is an Aussie, so we need to be careful here with lag. There was a lot of lag involved in this lobby. You will hear both Alex and me complaining about it quite a bit of oversteer there on the exit too. That is the first lap completed then.
Yeah, wow, and what a first lap it was. And just as you said, you're behind the other Lotus now of Nightfire up ahead after getting by the other Lotus behind Petronic there. And yeah, like you said, with people from Australia and stuff, that's really, really tough. I mean, that is the other side of the world. And of course, depending on what kind of connection they have with their internet service provider is only going to affect things further. But not too far behind, no DRS activated just yet, of course, but it looks like there's a nice little train of cars here. You got 3 cars just ahead of you, then there's a little bit of a gap to, that's going to be 4th place. And then, wow, whoever's in the lead has actually taken off pretty well there. Yeah, I assume that's Ben.
Kifla.
Oh, it's Kifla.
It's
wow.
Kifla, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so Kifla having a great start there. It looked like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th were bunched up a little bit, so whoever's in 2nd is causing a little bit of a train. And same here for whoever's in 5th at the moment. It looks like they were causing a little bit of train. But now the Lotus is having to look side by side into this right-hand corner, and no, unable to get by there. And of course, you are on the prime tires, and most of these people are on options. So that could prove beneficial right around now, actually. These super softs aren't going to be lasting too long, so this prime tire might become the faster tire pretty quickly here.
Yeah, pit 4 is the lap winner for options as I'm behind Nightfire now. No DRS enabled just yet. Having a look on the inside. Can I take him here? Down the inside. I should be able to take him. No! He just turned in on me. There might be a little bit of lag involved. That looked very weird once again, I think. But yeah, starting on that prime tire pit window around lap 8 as I go around the outside. Once again get squeezed off the track. A little bit of grass on my outside tire there and couldn't make that move stick around the outside. But I'm trying to make up a couple of positions now after that poor start. Obviously more action up front though. As Nightfire gets me in front of Minimac, and look at that, they just squeezed each other off the track. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, this is really aggressive stuff. I gotta wonder if you hit the nail on the head there when you said that this is lag related, because it seems like Nightfire is just nudging people right off the track. Under braking for turn 3, there was the contact with you. He pushed you out a little wide, got the grass on your tires and stuff. It looked like there was a little bit. Right at the end of Sector 1, at the start of Sector 2 for that right-hand corner, it looked like he pushed Minimag out wide as well in the Sauber. So I think you might be right, and that might be some lag-related stuff, which must have been interesting for Codemasters to be seeing firsthand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you get a lot of lag issues in league races, but also in the Codies League itself. If we have already a car in the pits. Let's see who that is. That is not Alex, definitely not. Crema.
Yep,
it's
looks
Crema
like it's
into
Crema.
the pits.
Yep. What league is he racing for? Actually, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
sorry.
I don't know all of the leagues that are represented here in today's race, unfortunately. So I'm not sure who Crema is representing. He does, of course, race with AOR. He's had some pretty nice results recently too, as well. So he's got an early pit stop, though. As you said earlier. Lap 4 is probably going to be the most common lap for people to pit as we do a little skip ahead here. So Crema pitting one lap early. I guess he's going for the undercut on the cars around him, I guess.
Yeah, he must be. As we are having a little bit of a train here. Nightfire pits and the car in front of him too. That's a Mercedes, I think. I think that's the teammate of Kifla. Now trying to get past Minimac, who has DRS as well. You can see the flat wide open there.
Sorry, the box is lapped, I'll say.
And Alex is indeed into the pits now as I go down the inside of Minimac, and that's a pretty straightforward pass, leaving him room around the outside there just in case, but that's a pretty straightforward move as he is now on the very worn option tires. Worth mentioning is that everyone in front of me, I think, started on the option, and then me and someone else started on the prime, but the other guy who started on the prime, Sir KAL, is very far down the field, I think. And look at this. What happened here? I lost the position to Minimac, and I have some explaining to do, I think.
Yeah.
Basically, I got crashed. The game got crashed, and I got sent back to my desktop. And obviously, when that happens, you feel a little bit embarrassed. So I tried to press Alt Enter as quick as I could to get the screen back to full screen, and then resumed racing. But that lost me position to Minimac, and I was afraid that it was going to happen again. It was some software running in the background actually, which was updating, and that caused it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's really unfortunate as you get another lag event there. Thankfully, not from your screen minimizing or anything like that.
Well, always when I alt tab out of the game and alt tab back into the game, it lags for a couple of seconds. I don't know if that's just me, but always it goes. It will get like all clear and good and stuff after one lap, but that's always what happens to me when I alt tab.
Well, everybody has pit now, so the rest of the option runners pitting at the end of lap 5. I mean, they could try and stretch that if they're able to do 5 laps on the tires that they started the race with. The options there, then they might be going for a 2-stop, or some of those people might be going for a 2-stop possibly. But that has released you into clear air, which I'm sure at this point in the race you are just thrilled about, to be able to just put in some good sector times here.
Yeah, the focus was on really the end of every stint, basically. It's very important for me to run well on the worn tires. That is always a weak point. I cannot run really well. And again, it happened again. And this time it is a lot longer because I was trying to close that program, that software. But look at this. I lost more positions now, lost the lead. And a Lotus is going to get by probably as well. Let's see. Trying to take him back here down the inside as we are 3 wide now with Kifla.
Whoa.
So I'm already a pit stop behind Kifla now as he's on the inside for the corner, trying to stick it around the outside if I can, but no, he leaves no space, pushes me wide, squeezes me off the track, and
wow.
now it's Alex actually who is behind me.
And yeah, you don't want to be holding him up, certainly, as he actually does manage to squeeze by pretty quickly here. But yeah, I mean, clearly you've lost significant amounts of time.
Bit of a lag involved there, that was fucked up.
As we get some team radio there, actually, could you enlighten me as to what that was?
Yeah, Alex said, I think there was a little bit of lag involved there, and then I said, don't worry.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, at the end of the lap there when he was passing you.
Yeah, he saw that too. I asked to Alex like what happened there because that looked like lag. I mean, Kifla, I think he's a guy who should have left some space there, but maybe he did on his screen and not on my screen. And Alex indeed said that it looked really weird and laggy from his point of view.
Oh, okay, okay. So good. Yeah, good to hear confirmation.
Lobby seems to be very, very laggy.
Yeah, Alex is saying just how laggy
Very
it is. Yeah. So good to hear that it is confirmation that that was just lag that caused that, and not Kifla being over aggressive or anything like that. So. Good to see that it was not intentional, but certainly that is unfortunate. As you're getting a great run down towards, I believe this is turn 10 or 11, I'm not 100% sure. And you had the inside line, and that Ferrari has gone straight off the track, and of course that took his
Look in the mirror.
foot off the gas. Wow, and there is also, oh man, the Williams is actually blinking.
Yeah,
it just
he was
actually disappeared for a second there. Looked like they were almost going to go 3 wide, but thankfully that Ferrari rejoining didn't cause any issues for you, as we're coming to the end of lap 7 now, and you are going to dive into the pits for another set of primes.
Yeah, that's right. A bit of frustration coming out. I was very frustrated, not only because of that turn 1 crash, but I had a feeling I could have done more, and I never feel right when I haven't done the maximum, and that was the case in this first stint. Obviously those desktop crashes didn't help, but I know now that the software that caused it is disabled, and it should be fine now for the rest of the race.
Good, good. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you probably lost a good 5, 6, 7 seconds, something like that. I mean, multiple seconds for sure. So it's definitely set you back quite a bit. You are still in the points though, even in spite of all of the things that have gone wrong with this race in just 7 laps so far. To still be in 9th place, I think, does show that you have excellent pace around here. And hopefully you can do a little fight back, and with these prime stints getting out of the way nice and early for you, hopefully that means we'll be seeing lots of passing later on in the race.
Yeah, you're right. And if you can turn the disappointment into something like pyro or aggressive stuff, then it might work out for you. But yeah, it's pretty difficult to do that, of course. But yeah, you can never give up, and you should just keep going.
Nailed those corners right there. It came inches from the bollard, but no contact there, and really nailing those corners. Even on the, they're not necessarily cold. F1 2013 has a better tire warm up, so at that point in the lap, I think they're pretty much warmed up, but certainly they're not at their optimal just yet. So good pace, nailing those corners. The tires look like they're holding in there pretty well. And I gotta wonder, actually, while we have this moment going down the straight, I wonder how many other people are actually in cockpit view for this race. It can't be very many.
No, I don't know. I don't think there is actually anyone.
Wouldn't surprise me. I certainly don't.
I might be wrong, but yeah.
So we skipped ahead now. We're on lap 11, just started lap 11. We got 3 cars up ahead. Actually, you can see on the mini-map, it looked like there was some contact, and we can see, in fact, we get a confirmation. We can see some dirt as you come around turn 3. We saw some dirt there that was lingering in the air still. So something is going on up ahead between Minimag, and we see some more dirt being thrown up into the air. And it looks like Minimag, or actually, I'm sorry, is that Minimag? I think that's Mercedes now.
That's
Mercedes,
yeah,
it sure is. The split's just still showing the wrong people for some reason. But yeah, Minimag got around this Mercedes, Andre, but he lost some serious time to the cars up ahead, and it's looking like he is a little bit on the defensive right now, and is he going to move to the right? Yep, he does move to the right. He's going to stay to the inside for this corner, so you're going to try once again to go around the outside of a Mercedes at that corner, and once again, it does not work out, but At least this time you didn't get rammed or anything like that. And having a look up the inside now, and going to be side by side for the final corner now. Very difficult corner just to go through by yourself. Never mind side by side with another car. And I do believe you're going to have the DRS activation here.
Yeah.
Is the DRS open?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I have a hard time telling in the cockpit view sometimes. Got the move done before turn 1, which is always real nice because that'll allow you to pull out a little bit of a gap here for the second DRS activation as we head into Sector 2.
Yeah, and I actually didn't open up my DRS in that second sector, and that pretty much, I think it shows what my race is like currently. I mean, once you're in complete focus and once you're really focused on the race, you don't forget opening up the DRS there, you know, and still I did forget it, and I don't know, I just couldn't get into a good flow, and when I was about to get in a good flow, something happened, I got held up or I made a mistake myself. I just couldn't really settle in a nice good flow, and that is always pretty tricky for me around this track. This is probably one of my weakest, if not my weakest track actually.
Oh wow! Actually, I didn't know that. I mean, it's certainly a strange track. There's not. It's almost kind of like the street circuit, but not quite. It's definitely a strange one for sure. It's pretty good for racing. It's not the easiest place to pass at, but it's certainly not the hardest either.
No, you're right. You're definitely right, and especially with those two DRS zones, you should be fine with passing. As we have another car into the pits, those are obviously people who run different strategy. Nightfire and Minimac, I think, Krama.
Yep, Krama, Nightfire and Krama. Yeah, I believe you're right. And you should have fresher tires because of your longer first stint than all the cars around you. So at this point in the race, your car, your tires anyway, should be running a little bit quicker. As we do see Minimac go very deep into turn 3 there, and he is going to lose this position to you, I got to imagine, because he's just got dirty tires at this point. And fantastic move around the outside of turn 4.
How do you went to the pit stop down? What's going on?
First corner crash, and I got sent back to the desktop.
Oh no. Wouldn't worry, it's been so laggy, it's pointless really.
We have a little bit to spare.
So Alex there, talking some more about the lag, and so I assume he's actually pit for a second time, and that's why he was asking about you being a pit stop down.
Yeah, that's right. He asked me whether I was pit stop down, so I explained him the first corner crash obviously, and then the crashes to my desktop twice.
Yep, and Alex actually does the fastest lap of the race there with a 123.9. That makes me wonder though, is he? Oh yeah, he must be on just a fresh set of the primes, since he pit right at the end of lap 13, I believe it was. So he is on a fresh set of primes and running quite well on those. And hopefully he can start making some inroads. We do know. Oh, more radio.
Getting about 1 to 2 seconds lap on him at the moment. Might work.
Okay, so actually Alex has read my mind and decided to tell us exactly what's happening with him in the car ahead. He is lapping about a second or two a lap faster than whoever's in P2 at the moment. And
Kifla
is that
and I
Ben
think
in
he's
second?
he's talking about Ben and Kifla, I think. But I think Kifla was on a different strategy. I think he tried a 2-stop. I'm not sure.
Pitch this lap.
Oh, I'm not sure what.
Lap.
Okay, gotcha. So you're going into the pits this lap?
Yeah.
Okay, so and that's going to be for a set of the options, right?
Yeah. No.
Whoa.
It's still prime.
And Krama with a nice move.
Yeah, down the inside. He was blinking again in my mirror, and I already thought, well, I had enough of this race. I'm not gonna defend there. He was lagging. Not gonna risk it. I'm gonna have to pit anyway.
Yep, and actually I'm wondering now if you'll get DRS for the second activation zone when you come out of the pits, because Krama got by before the DRS activation. So yeah, I think it may have actually been beneficial for him for you to let him by and just get that DRS.
Once again, I won't use it, I think.
Oh really?
I think I forgot it again.
Which of these buttons is the DRS button again?
On the right hand side it says map and on. You see a little LED light there, that's the one. You will see it lighting up soon, I think.
Gotcha.
Should be this lap. Let's see.
Yep. Here comes the activation point. There it is. Yep.
And I don't activate it.
No. Yeah, it is not activated. I believe it blinks when it's activated.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Gotcha. But we can't actually even see your rear wing in the rear view mirrors there. We could see the flap not open there. So after your pit stop, you're down into 7th though, which shows because you were all the way down to 9th in the last pit stop when you came out of the pits. So you have made progress, but you really need to definitely be pushing to try and catch this parkour guy up ahead, just a little bit more than 4 seconds away.
Yeah, I did realize that I was in a better position. P7 and in front of Minimac, who was in front of me before. So I knew that I was making a bit of progress, but I definitely knew that I had to make even more progress than this. I mean, a pretty poor race for me so far. This is not the maximum, and I always, as I said, I always get disappointed when I don't perform at my maximum. Doesn't matter where I finish, even though I finish in last. If I did the maximum, I'm happy, but that is definitely not the case this race.
Yeah, and I can certainly sympathize with things that go wrong, like things out of your control like that. I mean, it can really damage your mood for the day and your mood for the race and everything like that. It can be really tough when things that were no fault of yours whatsoever caused your race to go bad. And so far, I think you've had 3 things go wrong that you had no control over.
Rain might fuck me up here.
Oh, so possible rain, potentially. I missed at the beginning of the race. Was there a % chance for rain?
20% chance of rain.
Oh, okay, so that's going to make things very interesting. 20% of 30 laps would be about 6 laps, so yeah, we might start seeing rain in about 6 laps time or so, thereabouts, if everything's on target for what they're saying.
Yeah, that's right. So Alex said there that the rain could possibly mess his race up. That's true, because obviously Kifla is on the other strategy, and then he had to make 1 pit stop less, and that's why he said that.
Now, do you know about Alex's strategy? Is he doing the same as you with the 3 prime stints and the 1 option stint? Okay.
Yeah, he's doing the same amount of stops, but he started on options, and that's basically as I go wider. You can see that it's just poor driving from me. I'm not concentrated. It's just poor. But coming back onto that, basically Alex and me said that we had to split strategy here. So I mean, we couldn't pit at the same lap in lap 4, and pitting in lap 3 will be too early, and pitting in lap 5 will be too late. So that's why we went with split strategies, and then it was my call to say that I wouldn't mind driving or starting on the prime time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially with you guys being such similar pace. Yeah, it's probably best to do a split strategy. And also, this is really more of a team race than other F1 2013 races I've done commentary for, or really any F1 race. I mean, in AOR, yes, there are teams, but very few times have there been team orders or anything along those lines. And I'm not saying there would be here either, but it's a little bit more of a team sort of feeling because you're going up against other leagues, I gotta imagine.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, and basically, I must say, or yeah, I don't.
When was it due to rain? No.
Heavy rain, 15 minutes time.
Do you want to just said that?
Yes. Right. So heavy rain, 15 minutes time. Alex asked me there whether it was going to rain, and I said heavy rain, 50 minutes time.
Nope, already.
Oh, then not gonna matter. Mine didn't say that.
So I guess Alex's engineer is not giving him the same information as yours. I wonder if that's more lag-related stuff. But moving on parkour right now, got the inside line for turn 1, and that is a extremely straightforward move right there. As parkour runs a little bit wide, that was probably the best move I've seen so far of the day from you. That was, I mean, it was pretty boring, but I mean, that was just so dominant. You flew up on him, you overtook him, under braking even really, before you even turned for the corner. So very straightforward move, didn't lose much time at all, which is certainly very key, and that's going to allow you to push ahead. And with 10 laps remaining in this race, it's certainly looking like 5th at least is a very good possibility.
Yeah, that's right, but I think there's a big gap between position 4 and 5. I think Kramer is in 4th and Nightfire is in 5. I think I saw a raindrop. Might be wrong. Oh, so we see a correction there.
Possibly. I missed that. I'm not sure. I didn't see if there was a range droplet or not. But yeah, Nightfire as well was struggling a little bit through those corners. And again, I do believe that currently, because of your longer first stint, once again, I do believe that you are going to be on the fresher tires versus Nightfire at the moment. I believe he would have pit earlier than you did.
Yeah, correct.
And got the DRS. Nightfire is going to be defensive, though, for turn 1, so it's not going to be as straightforward as it was with parkour, as there's a little bit of contact through turn 1, but it wasn't as bad as some of the other points during the race, so it certainly could have been a lot worse. And you've got the outside line now for turn 3, and it looks like you are going to take that position with the inside line for turn 4. Very straightforward, very nice stuff, very, very good racing there, actually. Much better than we saw, certainly, earlier in the race. I guess everybody is sort of settling down into their positions. I don't know, maybe Nightfire has heard of you too and knew that it was only inevitable.
Yeah, maybe, who knows. And I make a big mistake there on the grass under the braking. Big mistake, giving loads of throttle there while I was in the gravel to rejoin the track as quick as I could. And staying in front of Nightfire at the moment, but he might have DRS back on me, you never know. But at the same time, look at the gap between me and Crema. That's the gap I was talking about. And there you see a bit more frustration as well. Just wiggling the wheel. I was so frustrated.
Already.
I hope now it chucks it down the end and they're trying too warm to deal with it.
Actually, I didn't catch that. What did he say?
He was hoping for the rain to chuck down and then that Kevlar's tires will be gone for the end then.
Gotcha. So does that mean, I mean, somebody pit from behind there. I think that was Krama, actually, who's dove into the pits. He's had enough of his battling with Nightfire there. We're going to skip ahead now to the start of lap 22, and that is Krama just coming out of the pits right now. And you're going to fly by him, say thank you very much. And yeah, you know, you later in the second half of the race, it does seem like you are getting a little bit more into the grass, a little bit, you know, just closer to the grass and stuff like that. So it just really seems like you're pushing very, very hard at this moment in the race to really try and gain as many positions as you can. And unfortunately, it's led to at least one mistake so far. Thankfully, that hasn't affected your battle with Krama, though. You are still ahead of Krama as it stands right now. So it hasn't done too much, but clearly you're pushing very hard.
Yeah, and we see the same mistake there once again.
Yep.
Remember that Krama is one pit stop ahead. And he gets the move done, I think, going to Rich Mixer, trying to take him back. I want to take him back, but no, there's the lag. And then I decide, no, not gonna happen with this lag. Just don't do any stupid stuff. There's just no possibility here for side-by-side racing, if you ask me. Not a stupid mistake from me. No.
Yeah, not at that speed. I find in the Codemasters games anyway, for me specifically in America, stuff starts to go wrong at about 120 miles an hour, 200 kilometers an hour, thereabouts. Anything lower than that, and I don't really have many lag issues, and it does kind of seem the same here. We don't see a whole lot of lag happening through the final couple of corners, as Krama having, that might have been lag as well, but Krama having a little bit of a visit into the grass there, heading into turn 1, but he didn't lose any time. And this is right around when the rain should be coming in, actually.
Yeah, and one eye should be coming in too for the tires.
Yeah, so that's actually not played out very well, unfortunately for you, because, yeah, if it comes on lap 25, 26, then of course that means there's no pit stop saved, which unfortunately means that you are going to have to pit again for another set of slicks, which is going to once again drop you 20-something seconds behind Krama, who you're just barely keeping up with at the moment on these very worn tires. What was the planned pit? I mean, we got a little indicator there of what your tire life looks like, and it's certainly not great. What was the planned pit stop for you?
That's 24. I wanted to do 8, 16, 24, but my first stint wasn't good, and I just wanted to get rid of those tires, so I went in lap 7, and that compromised me then for my second stint. Now I will pit in lap 23 probably, and then do 6 laps on the options.
Well, yeah, that's probably the right idea, because if it does end up becoming intermediate conditions and you do have to pit, then yeah, pitting now for the options would be the better bet. You do run the risk, of course, if the rain doesn't come until, say, radio.
Nice laps, keep it up. I'm in the pits.
Okay.
So going on to the options.
Yeah, I might
now.
catch Ben maybe, but definitely not this one.
So, exit now.
Going on to the options now, and gonna put in some seriously fast laps. I gotta imagine here. Krama's into the 122s on a set of primes, so I gotta imagine that you're gonna be into the 121s or thereabouts.
Well, we'll see. And something I should say too, I had my force feedback settings wrong, and basically when I got over curbs, the center of the wheel was being like changed. It's very hard to explain, but basically when you drive long term, talking about long term here, the wheel will off-center itself more and more and more lap after lap after lap. So basically I was pointing the wheel a couple of degrees to the right the whole time in order to keep my car turning straight in the game. And that is a little explanation too why I kept going on the grass there.
Oh.
And that's a little explanation why it happened as well later on in the race and not really in the early stages. Because the more laps you do, the more it gets off-centered when you go over it happens when you go over those curves. So my force feedback was a little bit overpowered, but it's not an excuse.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it's certainly not helping, that much is for sure. But it's looking like there's no threat. Oh, radio.
Drops some rain in the T3, T4, those sections.
Okay, drops of rain in turns 3 and 4, which is right at the end of Sector 1, as Krama does a 22.4. Of course, this isn't a time lap. This is an out lap for you. And more radio.
All through Sector 2.
More rain in Sector 2. So that's definitely... Actually, I think you did make the right call. If you tried to stay out, yeah, that would have been a nightmare, absolutely. So, yeah, I think pitting that extra lap earlier, pitting at the end of 23, I think was definitely the right call. You could put in a couple of fast laps. You'll have better grip for when the rain finally does come. And that way, if it only drizzles or if it doesn't rain hard enough to go on the intermediates, then you'll be actually in a pretty good position. But as I was mentioning before, it really doesn't look like you're under any sort of threat from the cars behind. So at this point, you can actually afford to really push and potentially make a mistake or two because, yeah, it's now 6 seconds to the Red Bull behind, and it was just 4 seconds the lap previous. So, as we got a retiree, no one ahead of you, unfortunately, though, so that's not going to, as you do go purple through Sector 2 there. But yeah, it's not really looking like you're going to be under threat from anybody behind. I think you're pretty much safe.
Yeah, and obviously a big to Krama too. I was driving for my own really, and I knew I was going to close that gap down, but you never know, maybe they will make a mistake. But wasn't really thinking about that, was just more focusing on myself, just put in a couple more laps. I mean, forget this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that's how most racers do it. Actually, if the race is practically a write-off at this point, why not go for fastest lap as you do exactly that?
Final sector starts to get a little bit slippy, or it's just my tyres, but I think it gets slippy.
Okay, so Alex talking about the final sector, Sector 3, being a little bit slippery. He is going to be on more worn tires than yourself at the moment, and of course he is on the primes at the moment as well. So again, this part of the race once again is playing into your hands as you're not really making all that much time up on Krama, but again, that gap to the cars behind just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's almost 10 seconds now to 6th place, but still about 23 seconds to Krama up ahead, as it looks like we might be coming up on a lapped car, possibly.
Yeah, that's right. And couldn't find a good consistency. It's just a track where I can never really find consistency. It's that kind of track for me. But it's not an excuse, but still I just couldn't do it, didn't feel comfortable either, and build up to the race, so it's the way it is, and yeah, try to forget it, but still we have 2 laps to go here, as that back marker goes pretty wide there, goes off the track.
He's on inters, so, that's not the right call at all. You just put in a 123 on these options that are now 3.5 laps old, so yeah, it's definitely not intermediates conditions where, you know, there's rain, but there's no spray. There's no spray coming off the wheels, so definitely not quite intermediate conditions yet. And I gotta wonder if it is gonna truly get to intermediate conditions with only 2 laps remaining after we complete this one. Even at the rate that it's coming down, I'm not sure if it would actually be beneficial. So now it's a call as to whether or not you're gonna pit for any intermediate tires, but. I'm getting the feeling just on how things are going that these are probably the tires you're going to be finishing the race on.
Yeah, we will see how it develops, but yeah, you come to a certain stage, like in lap 28, you're obviously not going to do another pit stop that just costs you too much. You're not gonna win that back on those intermediate tires, really.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, you'd have to lose 10 seconds a lap for it to be beneficial.
Yeah, but as you can see, I do quite a slow lap there, 124.4. Definitely because of the loss of grip, because of the track conditions, but also because of the tire. You could see them there; they were actually pretty worn already. Lap 28, 2 laps to go. We'll see what we can do. 10 seconds to minimax, so doesn't really look like I will lose this position, and obviously the gap to Grandma is too big to do anything about it as well.
Yeah, unless something big happens up at the front, this does look like the finishing position for you, with such big gaps ahead and behind. Gotta say, that's a little surprising to me that the gaps are this big for this race.
How have we still got this much grip?
No idea.
My thoughts exactly. I don't know why there's this much grip either, because actually you can see there is spray coming off the tires now. If this was pretty much, I don't know, maybe a lap lower than 26, or 26 or lower even, then this might be the lap where you would come in for intermediate tires. Yeah, I think so, especially seeing Sector 3 here. Sector 3 seems
dark.
very wet, yeah. Lots of spray coming off the tires as you do run wide through the penultimate corner there. Not too bad though. You still just about hit your apex, so it's still really not too bad.
Very wet sector 2.
Very wet sector 2, so gonna have to be careful through there as you lose another 1.7 seconds. We're into the 126s now, but again, that's still not enough to pit for the intermediates because, as we mentioned earlier, you'd have to be losing 10 seconds a lap or more for it to be worth it with only 2 laps remaining. So this is definitely, of course, it's going to be the finishing tires as we are on the final lap of the race, struggling through the end part of Sector 1 here and hitting 6th gear just before breaking down for the start of Sector 2 here. And this is where Alex was saying it is very wet, and it is indeed. You could see the tires spinning as you try to get on the power, braking very early and still running out wide.
Yeah, a lot of oversteer there. Skiflau wins the race, so congratulations to him. But I saw the distance with how much he won, basically. I was still in the middle of Sector 2 and I saw that thing popping up, and that didn't do me good, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a 40-second difference between him and you. And as we mentioned, you did lose a lot of time because of various things. But yeah, clearly, he had some pretty good pace.
Yeah, those things just compromise you for the whole race, really, because you get stuck in traffic, stuff like that, and make a huge log up going off the track.
Just about to say, that looks like a late break, for a little bit late braking for the conditions. And I don't believe that is Minimag behind. I believe that's the that's the intermediate. So those tires finally did match the conditions, and it looks like he's putting in a good lap finally as you do a wonderful little 180 across the line.
Good podium. Congrats.
Yeah, sucks really. I got a really slow start. I never get a slow start. Did you have lag in that session with the people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's mainly.
It's one of the most laggy sessions I've ever been in my life, actually. That was so bad. Still, I think we're still top in the table because Kipler's teammates went down in 10th. Tiamat Mard had the points in 11th. So that's 3rd and 5th. So I think pretty sure we're top in the points. Oh no, hang on. How many? 25 for a win. 15. Yeah. No, we'll be level, won't we? Yeah. Level. 25 each. Oh, hang on. +1. They'll be on 26. It's close enough.
He's figuring it out literally as I'm figuring it out. So a good result for AO.
Yeah, disappointed with that race actually. I lost quite a few seconds at the end. I went up the inside of Tiamat Mard and just didn't work at all. I just took it off the track, had to wait, and just wheel spun all the way to line, crashed twice.
Sounds like an exciting finish for Alex. So good result for AOR, but certainly there was more for you to get in there. So I imagine you've got to be a little bit personally disappointed in your own race, but that is a good result with for AOR, who are only 1 point behind.
I wouldn't really say it's a good result. I wanted to do much better than that, and I should have done much better than that. Look at that, 54 seconds behind Kifla. that is embarrassing. Wanted to do much better than that. Obviously, those things, all those little things, the turn one crash, that crashes to desktop, obviously didn't help. But still, it wasn't a good race from my point of view, and I should have done better myself. Didn't do the maximum, and I said that really bothers me when I don't do the maximum. But it's the way it is, and you need to focus for next race. I think in terms of damage limitations, it was pretty much the max. I mean, higher than
Yeah.
fifth place, I couldn't have got really, with that big gap to Kramer. But yeah,
Agreed.
still, it's disappointing, like Alex said. And for Alex too, Alex started from pole and finished in third. He didn't have the best race either, but as he said as well, there was so much lag involved, and it was pretty much unreal.
It does appear, though, that you did at least get fastest lap of the race. I'm not seeing any faster laps. So yeah, clearly you had great pace there. And as you mentioned, as far as damage limitation goes, definitely a good result because things could have been so much worse. So you guys go into the next race only 1 point behind Codies League. I'm not sure which one that is.
Nebula, something like that.
Oh, okay. I the word in front of his name. Gotcha. What is the next race?
The next race will be Spain, Catalonia. No excuses for me there. That is one of my favorite tracks. Have to perform well there, and I'm just gonna try everything really and put in a good race because I really need to make up for this bad race in the next race. Do you have anything to say?
No, I mean, yeah, like you said, tough race for you, but certainly, a good main. You fixed it in the end there. Was able to hold on to it. I had a great time commentating. I always enjoy mixed conditions races, mixed condition racing, even if it is right at the very end there. But good stuff. Little laggy. Looking forward to the next one.
All right. Well, Justin, thank you very much for doing the dual commentary. I hope the viewers have enjoyed it. Your channel link will be in the description. The Box channel, obviously, they all obviously have the highlights as well from all the AOR races, and that's definitely good to watch. So I would recommend watching that. Justin, I hope you will be here for next race too, because I definitely enjoyed it. And once again, a final thank you to you.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to the next time, and I will absolutely join you.
Alright, that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a like, and I'll see you guys next time in Catalonia. Goodbye.